Hey, what's up, guys? Kevin here. Today, I'm here with Sandra. Sandra is the camp director here at Adult Camp at High Cascade. And I thought this would be an awesome opportunity to ask Sandra some questions and just get a bit of her backstory and how she got here in snowboarding and working at an awesome camp like High Cascade, and maybe give you guys some ideas for possible job opportunities in the future. So yeah, Sandra, thanks for spending the time with us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, awesome. So let's go way back to the start. What was the thing that got you into snowboarding, just like from when you were a
the
kid,
beginning?
or yeah, whenever you started out?
Well, I grew up in the Midwest. I grew up in
Nice.
Kansas City.
Cool.
And so there's no mountains.
Yeah.
And I think it was just like literally X Games and Cool Borders 2, which was coming out on PlayStation.
Nice. Yeah.
So, you know, like hanging out with your friends and playing video games and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it was just something I really wanted to do. Instead of playing the game, I was like, I want to do that.
Cool.
So I
yeah.
just, like begged my parents to take a trip out to Colorado.
Nice.
To try it out.
So being from Kansas, was there like local resorts, or was it like a far drive, or did you have to like just fly to Colorado?
There is a small hill. It's 150 vertical feet.
Okay.
So it's really small. It's in Missouri, actually. But
Nice.
it's about 45 minutes away. So yeah, I tried it there.
Nice.
But
Oh, cool.
yeah, and I loved it. So from
Yeah.
there, I was like since my parents were like, hey, you really like this,
Yeah.
they were like, okay, let's go to Colorado.
Awesome. Shout out to everyone that's maybe in Kansas. Like, you guys are making it work with the long drives
Yeah.
or flying out west to Colorado. So after that first trip, were you kind of like hooked after that, or was it like just more? Because I remember when I was like younger too, just playing the video games, watching X Games,
Right.
and like following some of the pros and the videos that would come out every year. Did you get to go regularly after that, or was it kind of like?
Yeah, not really. Just
Okay.
like once a year, twice a year. I was in high school, so then
Nice.
I was like, how can I live out there?
Yeah.
So I decided to I applied and went to college in Colorado.
Oh,
In
cool.
Boulder, and then from
Nice.
there I was like, I also was trying to set up my classes so I could snowboard as much as possible.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's like TJ on the channel too. He went to App State so that he could snowboard close to a resort.
Right.
So that's like a really good call. I think like if you're going to college, it's like one of those things is like planning what's like going to be around the college that you're going
Right.
to have that like outside of outside of school activity.
Right.
So
Something
nice.
healthy.
Nice, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So in Colorado, you just got hooked into snowboarding. Did you also like work at the resort while you're studying?
It was a little too far to be
Okay.
working there while studying, but I joined like clubs, and then I found out there was a snowboard team.
Nice.
So I joined that because I'm like, how can I get better at this as quick as possible? Because I just loved it.
Yeah.
So yeah, once I joined the team, I met an amazing group of friends, and
Nice.
my coaches there actually were coaches out here at
Oh,
High
right.
Cascade. So that's kind
Oh.
of how I got my in.
Oh, the connection.
Yeah, the connection. But yeah, it was amazing, like, having a good group and a fun, like, I don't know, amazing people that love the same thing you do. So
Amazing.
Yeah.
When you were at the club and on the team, were you guys competing as well, like with the school?
Yeah, we started.
Nice.
It was like when USASA kind of was. I mean, I think it's been around forever, but
Yeah.
we competed in USASA, the collegiate, program, and
Amazing.
yeah. So we were starting to do like slopestyle contests, and
Cool.
And they were not very organized back then. They're usually like 4 people in the contest, and
Yep.
a lot of times you're like, I've never done a jump before, but I'm doing this contest now. It's kind of how it was, like a little bit more like Wild West.
Oh, amazing. Is that also like how you like progressed in snowboarding? Was it through like being in that community and like progressing with that group? Or does it happen before then and you came into it? What was like the big catalyst for like helping you to progress with snowboarding?
Definitely, like within that group,
Nice.
we had like a good like competitive spirit, but like everybody like wanted to progress together, and like our friends were like we were all pushing each other to get better. But
Yeah.
definitely being a little reckless. I did things that I shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah.
Now, like in hindsight, when I look back, I'm like I definitely should have not hit that jump. Did not have the skill, but
Yeah.
apparently I did because I survived it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. And through snowboarding, did you have some mentors like along the way that like helped coach you through it and kind of like were positive role models through school?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, I had a lot of like coaches that were role models, and honestly,
Nice.
my friends as well.
Oh,
Just like
awesome.
having, just like seeing my friends like get better. They were the inspiration, really.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. I had like a similar experience, but maybe like not in college, but in high school. Like
Yeah.
the crew that was with the high school team, it's like we all just would every Tuesday go snowboarding, and it was just one of those things that it was positive. There was no like, I feel like when sometimes on team sports or some of those organized sports, the kids aren't as inclined to like be there. Some people
Yeah,
like don't
yeah.
want to be there. But with snowboarding, like everyone is like so
Wants to be
diehard,
there,
like
yeah.
wants to be there,
Yeah.
wants to make it work. So that's awesome to hear. So then, how did you? So from school, like while you were in school, did you like were you attending school to get into snow sports, or was that kind of something that changed along the way?
Yeah, that was kind of the bonus. It was there, like I needed to do well in school. Like I needed to study first, and then snowboarding kind of was the benefit of being able to live there.
Okay.
So once I graduated, I was like, all right, I'm moving to the mountains. So then I moved up to Breckenridge after that.
Oh, nice. Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
And how long did you stay in Breckenridge for, or do you still live there?
I still live there.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, amazing. So then from Colorado, like what was the connection to come out to High Cascade? Was it through that community that you had out there?
Yeah, and through my coach there, and I had a friend who had just got a job there, and she was starting to like, we were like, we have to get all our friends from college like working over here because this place is amazing.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So yeah, just through a connection, they knew someone, I had a recommendation, and I got hired that way.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
So how many years ago was that?
I think this is my 13th summer.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So maybe take us back to that first like few seasons here at High Cascade. Like, what was it like then, and what's like, what kind of got you hooked into coming back for 13 years?
Yeah, and like I think it's the community.
Nice,
And that's
yeah.
what really like brings people back year after year. Like we have a camper here who's been, this is his 18th session.
Oh, amazing.
So it's unbelievable. So it's just
Nice.
yeah, definitely when you get here, I mean, the mountain's amazing. It's just
Yeah.
breathtaking.
Yep.
And then the park is so fun. So like, it's a playground.
Yeah.
So, and like not only on hill, but off hill. It's really fun to be here too.
Definitely, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's the friendships and like the experiences. I have so many good stories from this place. So
Awesome, yeah, yeah. That's like the feeling when you come out here. It's like every ski hill, every mountain has kind of like that community.
Right.
But I definitely feel like coming out here to hang out with you guys for like a week or two a year. It's definitely special, and because there's not too many places open too, right?
Right,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
you kind of feel like you're part of this special thing, and yeah, you guys have definitely built an awesome community here. So that's awesome. What about with like your career at High Cascade? Has it been? Have you always been in sort of these type of roles, or have you moved
definitely
around
not.
quite a bit?
Yeah, so I started as a counselor.
Oh, cool.
So I was working at like the lodge that was like the big like epicenter of camp.
Nice.
So I did that for a couple of years, and then I started getting a lot better at snowboarding. So then I got hired as a coach.
Cool.
So then I coached for 4 or 5 years.
So as a counselor, what kind of stuff does that entail?
You're basically a life coach.
Oh, nice.
You
yeah.
know, so the kid, like, you're waking them up in the morning, you're taking
Yep.
them to the hill. During the hill, that's your free time. So
Yep.
you get to ride for yourself, which is really fun. But then after the hill, you're putting on activities for the kids. You're putting them to bed. They're like, it's really cool because they open up to you a lot because
Nice.
you're a good role model for them.
Yeah.
So and they're really impressionable at teenage years. So
Yep.
it's really cool to like have a positive impact on the youth.
Nice, yeah. Yeah, shout out to all the counselors here at camp today too. Like for this week, met a bunch of counselors. They all seem like very cool people and taking care of some kids and some of the adults here. So that's awesome. And yeah, it's like really important. I feel like when you're like a young adult or any age really, it's like to have like a good impact on like a young person or like an older person, to have just show a positive experience is so rewarding. So
Right.
that's awesome as a counselor, as a guide. So then when you got into coaching snowboarding and teaching, like how like that's obviously a different role, but why'd you make the change, and then why'd you stick with it, and like what did you learn from that?
I made the change just because I thought it would be really fun,
Yeah,
honestly. And
yeah,
it is really cool to be able to break down like a trick and have someone that is not able to do it at all, and then having them succeed, and that feeling is really rewarding.
yeah,
Like they're really excited, and like it's like selfishly, I'm really excited.
yeah.
I'm excited for them.
Cool.
So I think that feeling, I was like, wow, like I want to keep coaching because of that.
Nice.
and
Yeah.
and just like I just was able to ride a lot as well as a coach. So
Cool.
having the good coach community, and everybody's like pushing each other. As soon
Yeah.
as like the kids like eventually get tired, so then we have a lot of time for ourselves to ride. So
Cool.
yeah, it was
Did,
really fun.
did you do some certifications along the way for coaching? And did you also coach outside of High Cascade?
I didn't do like any certs before I started coaching here.
Yep.
And then I coached a little bit at Woodward as well, and then I
Nice.
was coaching for a snowboard team in Colorado.
Cool.
And then I got certified just to be able to coach at nationals. But
Oh, amazing. Oh, cool. Yeah, definitely recommend if you guys are interested in coaching or instructing. Like, there's lots of like courses always running, and you don't have to be like at a super high level. You can kind of just be somebody that's passionate about snowboarding and just sign up for a training course. And yeah, it's an awesome way to even improve your own skills, just
Yeah.
like taking some of those courses. Yeah, that's amazing. So, how many years did you coach for?
I think 4 or 5, and then after High Cascade, I was coaching in the winter for probably 4 or 5 years as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool. And so then like, I was a coach for a few years. It's super rewarding experience, and it's hard to like actually leave. I found like once I was 4 or 5 years into coaching, I was like, how many years am I going to continue to do this?
Right.
Because it's addictive. Like when you left coaching, did you feel like you were like leaving something that you loved, or did you have like a real interest in pursuing something else?
I guess last year was the first year I didn't coach, and
Okay.
it was kind of a good transition year because all the kids I had coached, they just graduated high school,
Nice.
so
Yeah.
they were going to college, so
Awesome.
they were moving on to do other things as well.
Yeah, yeah. Are you still in touch with some of those kids? Like, do they have some of them come back or?
Yeah, one of them
So-
actually got a job here.
Oh, amazing!
yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. When
Yeah.
you're like, it's like your students become like your peers,
Yeah,
like at work and
absolutely.
everything. Yeah, that's amazing. I've had some students too. It's like they start out, from beginners, and then a few years later they're like snowboarding, like and doing tricks better than you. So like
Right,
when that
right,
happens, that's
right.
amazing as
Yeah.
well. So yeah, what does your role entail now, and yeah, how do you like it, and what are some of the things that you've been learning and challenges, or just things that you love about working here at the moment?
Yeah, so right now, so then I started coaching adults as well.
Oh, cool.
And then they asked me if I wanted to be the camp director because the adult camp director was moving on as well.
Nice.
So then I took over her role, and it's been like such an amazing learning experience.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many moving parts when it comes to camp. So
Yep.
every year I think I'm going to be like have my job more dialed in, but
Yeah.
there's always new things thrown at me. So it's like cool because after this job I think I can do any job.
Amazing. Yeah.
So it's just like a lot of logistics and a lot of different personality types and minds and kind of last minute decisions to make.
Cool. Yeah. Because I guess like when you're managing and taking care of like an operation like this, yeah, all different people are coming together from all across the country too. So yeah, different personalities, people who are into snowboarding for different reasons,
Right.
and then yeah, it's like a balancing act, I guess, like with amazing people coming from all different backgrounds, and then bringing them all together to get onto the same page. That's a pretty cool challenge. So.
Right.
Yeah, that's amazing. Do you have any like, I don't know, advice for people that would maybe come out to High Cascade, or just who want to get into snowboarding? Like, what are some of the advice you give to people who just like to take that first step, or to just get into it for the first time?
Yeah, I think if you haven't snowboarded before, then you should try it because I think as people get older, they stop challenging themselves.
Right. Yeah.
And I think you can learn a lot about yourself when you're challenging yourself, and it's good for your mind. It's good
Yeah.
for like physically as well.
Yep.
And in the winter, like it's a great hobby to have, and
Yeah.
like it makes you love winter.
Absolutely, yeah.
Summer's easy to love.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, for High Cascade, like coming out here, it's an experience. So even like with the kids, like they have a big skate like playground down at Wendell's, and that campus is unbelievable. So I'm really glad that we get to use that now too.
Amazing, yeah. And I feel like a part of maybe what not, everyone doesn't know is that like High Cascade is just as much for adults as for like the younger people.
Right.
So even if you're a family, you can come out with like your kids too, and just like the adults stay in the adult camp, kids stay in the kid camp, and then you can kind of like meet up in between at parts. But yeah, it's a pretty unknown thing, but something that's pretty amazing.
Right. Yeah. It's I think it's really cool when the adults do come out here and then they bond just like kids do at kids camp.
Yeah.
The adults bond here as well. They spend 24 hours a day together.
Yeah.
And then they plan trips for the winter, and they have a new community to go snowboarding with. And yeah, it's really cool to see like these guys like they become kids as well.
Amazing, yeah. I think it's like High Cascade. Something special that's happening is like big like community building and like those long-lasting friendships. And for the adult and the kids, it's like if you're a kid, you kind of remember those like campers that you were in your first group, and you kind of like stay connected that way. So that's it's pretty amazing. Right. So what are your plans like after camp ends? Like what's your like kind of normal life, or do you have one? Or
it's always changing. I was competing a lot snowboarding. I was doing like World Cups and like slope style and big air as well.
Cool.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do this next year. I might keep going. I'm
nice.
Kind of like in this limbo stage. I'm getting on the older side of things. So,
right. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll go back to Breckenridge after camp and.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where can people follow you? Do you post up on your Instagram any stories from camp or?
Yeah, I usually do. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. What's your Instagram?
The Instagram handle it's _Hurricane Sandy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, nice one. I'll put a link in the description for you guys as well, so that you can follow Sandra. Yeah, that's amazing. Why don't we take some questions? And if you guys have any questions for Sandra, just hit us up right here in the live chat. And if you're watching the replay of this video too, you can just get back to you. Awesome. So lots of people on here. So Haley Bamford wants to know, how long have you been snowboarding?
I think like 16 years now, something like that. So,
amazing.
Yeah, a handful.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think I'm coming up on like 22 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all right, so we got E123 watching from Indiana. Nice. Is that close to Kentucky?
Kansas.
Or sorry, Kansas.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Okay,
close,
cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's in that same general area.
Nice.
I think they get tornadoes too.
Yep. Cool. Al Pacino says riding is freedom.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I agree.
Yeah. That's like it's one of the things, like when you're snowboarding, you're almost just running on just like the natural like feelings that you get like riding down the mountain. It's not like there's no, well, unless you're competing, but I mean, like in your free time. Yeah. And you see one?
Yeah. I know him from. I think he was an old camper.
Leonardo Lima.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
He's got to come back now.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, like snowboarding, it's just amazing just to live in the present. Like people are like really into like meditation, like that's becoming really big, and yoga. And snowboarding does the same thing for you. So
yeah, what kind of stuff do you do outside of snowboarding to kind of complement snowboarding? So yoga, like, are you a big yogi or?
I'm trying to be like I'm like trying to get more into it because I know it really does help. I do stretch a lot before like contests and things like that. But I try to like stay active. I train a lot and
awesome.
Just try to be healthy and strong for the winter so I can fall.
Definitely, yeah.
There's a lot of falling, so.
Yeah, if you're really flexible and you have an awkward fall, then you can kind of bend with it. Yeah. What about, do you skateboard as well?
I do skateboard. I kind of have a bad ankle right now, so so it hasn't been the best for it, but I do love skateboarding. I love
amazing.
Transition skating is really fun. And,
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. All right. Oh.
Yeah. Down for 2020. All right.
Nice, Landro.
Coming back.
And Matthew says snowboarding is one of the most peaceful things on earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Especially like a powder day. Like,
oh my gosh.
with your like competing and stuff, do you get to ride much powder or trees or?
I mean, sometimes it dumps like during contests.
Yeah.
So then,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and the contest gets canceled and you ride POW the whole time, which
Oh,
is
amazing.
really fun. But
Cool.
I've got to do some trips where I'm just getting content for sponsors, and
Nice.
then I'm going on powder trips and.
Oh,
yeah.
amazing. Do you have any like spots that have been highlights on your powder trips?
I mean, if you haven't gone to Japan yet, that's
Yeah.
that's like a bucket list for
Oh,
a
amazing.
snowboarder. Yeah.
Cool. How many times have you been to Japan?
Just twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which North Island or Niseko?
Yeah, I went to the North Island and I went to both North Island and Hakuba this year.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you also do parts? Like, do you have any parts in videos or?
I haven't I had like a couple like cameos in like the older like I don't know if it was like maybe like the first like Too Hard one or not that, maybe it was like Desiree's one or
Oh, you're in a Too Hard video?
maybe like a shot or two. It was maybe their first one.
Oh,
Maybe it was
cool.
right before Too Hard. I
Yeah.
need to remember, but like
Yeah.
I never filmed the whole part. I would just like during the montage part I
Yep.
have like a shot or two.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the Too Hard crew. I think, did she live in Whistler by chance?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Danielle does. Yeah, but
Oh,
like it was
cool.
like her first video she
Oh.
made. But those girls are like absolutely killing it. So
That's
It's
amazing.
like really fun to see. Like
Yeah.
the street stuff they're doing now is awesome.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, cool. Just realized we're doing this interview in the road, but luckily, yeah, no cars have come by. We're all good. And Andre Baller says, hey, I'm new to snowboarding. I was wondering if you should have your dominant foot on the back of your board or the front. Thanks. I think it's a little bit up to you, like once you strap in that front foot, but what would you say? Like, what's a good way to find out the front foot?
I hear like there's like we used to just like if you stand and then you have someone push you,
Yeah, yeah.
and then whatever foot you step forward with,
Yeah.
that's like okay, you're regular.
That's a
or,
good
okay,
way.
you're goofy.
Definitely, yeah. I sometimes do just like the run and slide, whichever one you put out first.
That one's good too.
Yeah. And if you have like a hockey background, maybe you can like whichever way you stop feels more natural.
Right.
Awesome. All right, let's take a couple more questions. Yeah, Leandro says HCSC rocks. It's big time.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So he's part of the High Cascade family.
Yeah. Yeah, once you join the family, you can never leave.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Great questions.
Oh, the last one was board. Oh yeah. So
Oh, yeah, that's a great one.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great one. I ride the GNU Ladies Choice.
Oh,
So,
amazing.
Yeah, so I ride
Cool.
for GNU, and I'm
Oh, awesome.
like super fortunate because their boards are amazing.
Yeah.
So I definitely
Awesome.
back them 100%.
Yeah, the Ladies' Choice. My wife Jill, she just got the GNU Velvet.
Yeah.
And she really loves that one too.
Yeah, that one's awesome.
And yeah, my favorite board at the moment is the Space Case, but I think they just discontinued it. So
Really?
I'll have to find a different GNU board. Yeah. What do you like about the GNUs? Like, just anything in particular?
I like the flex patterns a lot, and I like
Yeah.
they're good. They're like they feel like a snowboard should feel, if that makes any sense. Like I
Yeah.
don't feel awkward when I'm on it. Like the control and the response is amazing.
Yeah.
And I like how like with the Ladies' Choice, like I don't have to have like a bunch of different boards if I'm just want to ride the mountain. It's good for like powder, park. It's good for jumps. It's good for rails. It's good for pipe.
Amazing.
So I
yeah.
can just free ride as well, and I don't have to.
GNU, it's just like it feels like you can just do everything in one day. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, if you're curious about a good board, check out the GNU Ladies' Choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. Awesome, Sandra. Yeah, thanks so much for joining us. I hope you guys found some of that information useful, and definitely come to High Cascade. I'll also just put a link to Sandra's Instagram in the description. Yeah, that's amazing.
Perfect.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for all the questions, and we'll see you soon. Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks.
All right.